I'd like to know that you share your big day with, amongst others, Morris and Robin Gibb of the Bee Gees, of course. They're 49. Happy birthday.
Hi, I'm Robin Sachs for Box Office America, your holiday movie guide to the best of Hollywood. Coming up, septuagenarians Ian Bannen and David Kelly get into the Christmas spirit by doing their version of the Full Monty, with hopes of getting Academy members to remember Waking Ned Devine. Then we'll expose Gus Van Sant's shot-for-shot remake of Psycho and find out what movie makers and theatergoers thought of this outrageous gift. We'll also preview the final film Hollywood will release this year. It's a Western directed by Stephen Frears, who has Woody Harrelson and Sam Elliott battle over Patricia Arquette in the High-Low Country. But first, let's take a look at a film that's making headlines outside the top 10. It's attracting the largest audiences per theater than any picture in the top 50. Written and directed by British newcomer Kirk Jones, Waking Ned Devine stars David Kelly and Oscar nominee Ian Bannen as two small-town codgers obsessed with winning the lottery. When they discover that someone in their village of Tullymore has actually hit the jackpot, they scheme to find out who it is. But their search takes an unexpected turn when they find that the winner died immediately upon hearing his lucky numbers called.
So we can't really let all that money go to waste, can we? There's a guy coming with a cheque for a lot of money from Dublin.
Hello, National Lotto, Maureen speaking. How may I help you?
Yes, Maureen, hello. Now, I'm wanting to talk to someone about a claim that I've been making.
Because Ned wrote his name on the back of the ticket, one of the guys has to impersonate Ned when the lottery guy arrives from Dublin.
Who's that?
Would you happen to know a Ned Devine?
I do. I do.
I can take you to Ned Devine's house if you want.
What a job in the car.
From there, things start to get hectic. Right turn coming up here.
Are you having trouble with the directions?
I am. You're going too fast, yes.
We're two old pals. Ian's character, Jackie, is the tough sort of boss part of the duo.
All the best, Nick. All the best.
And I'm the more timid, nervous, neurotic one.
Do you have your ticket on you?
Will you excuse me just a minute, Jim? I have a bit of an upset tummy coming on.
Jackie, he's a bundle of energy, he's full of optimism, and nothing can put him down at all. Never gets down.
What sort of a game is this? Shush, shush, shush. Don't you shush me.
Annie's role in the film is to watch and look after her errant husband, Jackie, who's always up to some kind of a scheme or a scam.
Michael's in there with the man from the lotto. Jackie, he's never told a lie in his life.
Well, he's making up for it now, so.
Right, can I have your full name and date of birth, please, Ned?
Ned Patrick Devine.
And it's like two sides of the one coin, really. They are like that.
I'll just have to come back to the village and make some inquiries. I'd like to make sure that you are Ned Devine.
They're like two kids, and they've got this great adventure going.
There you go. Give them. What's tonic? Vodka tonic, gin and tonic.
This is a story that appeals to all our secret desire to be very, very rich suddenly, overnight.
Who's paying for this lot now?
Son of a speed.
And action. What this film is a big story in a small community. It started with a newspaper clipping which said that in a tiny village in South Wales, the local postmistress had put a postcard in her window which said, "I have not won the football pools."
Come on, girl, come on.
And the locals said that even if she had won, that she was so tight-fisted she wouldn't tell anyone. And I think this is a film which proves that a couple of old guys can be hip and not just hip replacement.
How old are you, mate? I'm 66, sir.
I've never had such a physical film since I was a kid. It's a bit tougher when you get to our age.
It's such a great adventure. What do you think? I mean, it really is a great yarn.
Hello?
And a very, very, very funny picture.
Yoo-hoo!
Offhand, I can't think of anybody who won't want to see this film.
Oh, hi, Dorian. Come on in.
Now let's begin our countdown with the week's 10th biggest film. It's a black comedy from the wedding singer-actress Drew Barrymore, whose latest will be lucky to earn a tenth of the total her spring co-star Adam Sandler is making with The Waterboy. Despite similar budgets and an ensemble cast that includes Shelley Duvall and Home Alone's Catherine O'Hara. Home fries.
Oh, sure. Your brother had us all in stitches, didn't he, Red? Red?
He was in the house. Angus was in the house.
Sometimes he gets a little high-strung.
You're high-strung. You are high-strung.
Dorian, you're scaring us.
Why are you acting all normal?
The first of two sequels on this week's chart comes in at number 9 and features Freddie Prinze Jr., the son of the late comedian, in a somewhat smaller role than he had in the original for I Still Know What You Did the Summer Before Last. Moving up to number 8, Kate Blanchett, who joined Ralph Fiennes last year in the Oscar-nominated Oscar and Lucinda, now makes time with his little brother, Joseph, in the sexed-up docudrama of Queen Elizabeth.
May I join you, my lady?
If it please you, sir.
Open up, please.
Falling rapidly to number 7, Babe, Pig in the City, affirms that no matter how good, the marketplace just isn't big enough to support 3 family films at once. For the flick, comedian Stephen Wright and Dirty Rotten Scoundrel actress Glenn Headley voiced the chimps Bob and Zooty.
Oh, I'd like the bag back, please.
Hey, Pinkness, look at the little guy. You want to break his heart?
But it doesn't belong to him.
All I know is what I see. Tug comes in with the bag, just doing his job, collecting stuff, and you barge in here, accusicating and making demandments. I didn't see you with the bag. Who's to say it belongs to you?
I'm not leaving without the bag.
I know it's a cornball thing.
Holding on precariously at number 6, 4-time Academy Award nominee Anthony Hopkins stars as a multimillionaire giving advice to his daughter, played by fellow British thespian Claire Forlani, advice that he'll regret later in Meet Joe Black.
You forget your head and you listen to your heart. I'm not hearing any heart. Because the truth is, honey, there's no sense living your life without this. To make the journey and not fall deeply in love, well, you haven't lived a life at all. But you have to try, because if you haven't tried, you haven't lived.
And you haven't lived if you don't stick around for the rest of the countdown and our hit-bound preview.
would I most like to have a one-to-one with?
The main man.
The top dog! Le Grand Fromage!
The one and only Mr. John Winston Lennon.
I'd ask him how he dealt with all that hysteria. And what really caused the group to split up? I'd love to get inside John's head. See what made him tick. Oh, wow.
Happiness is a good vibe.
Far out.
Hey!
But tomorrow, who knows?
Oh!
Great, beautiful.
Oh, John.
Look up, peace, peace.
Peace. I wonder what he'd do to promote peace today. If I could have a one-to-one with John Lennon, I'd ask him how it felt to be thought of as arrogant, when actually, he was just as vulnerable as the rest of us.
Who would you most like to have a one-to-one with? Our mobile phone service gets people talking.